Let's talk about economic inequality. It's a big issue and it's getting worse. In simple terms, it means the gap between the rich and the poor is widening. Imagine a pie. If a few people are taking huge slices, there's less left for everyone else. This matters for a lot of reasons. It can lead to social unrest, limit economic growth, and create a system where opportunities aren't equal. It's like playing a game where the rules are rigged from the start. So what's causing this growing gap? There's no single answer, but let's break down some of the key factors. Education plays a huge role in economic opportunity. A good education can open doors to better jobs and higher salaries. But access to quality education isn't equal. Think about it. Kids from wealthy families often attend better-funded schools with more resources. They might have private tutors, access to advanced classes, and a clear path to college. Kids from low-income families often face more obstacles. They might attend underfunded schools with fewer resources, have to work to support their families, or lack the support system to navigate college applications. This creates an uneven playing field from the start. The job market is changing rapidly. Automation is replacing some jobs, while others require new skills. This shift is leaving some workers behind. Manufacturing jobs, for example, have declined in recent decades due to automation and globalization. Workers in these sectors often struggle to find new jobs that match their skills and experience. Meanwhile, jobs in technology and other high-skilled fields are growing. These jobs often require specialized education and training which not everyone has access to. This creates a skills gap where employers struggle to find qualified workers, and some workers struggle to find good-paying jobs. Globalization has connected the world in unprecedented ways. It's made goods cheaper and created new opportunities for businesses, but it's also had a complex impact on economic inequality. On one hand, globalization has lifted millions out of poverty in developing countries. As companies move production to lower-cost countries, it creates jobs and boosts local economies. On the other hand, it's led to job losses in developed countries as companies outsource work to where labor is cheaper. This can depress wages and make it harder for workers in those countries to compete. Globalization's impact is a mixed bag, with both winners and losers. Section 5. Technological advancements, winners and losers. Technology has revolutionized our lives, but it's also played a role in widening the economic gap. It's created incredible opportunities for some while leaving others struggling to keep up. Think about the tech industry. The rise of the internet and smartphones has created massive wealth for tech entrepreneurs and investors. These innovations have created new industries and high-paying jobs. However, these advancements have also led to job displacement in other sectors. As technology automates tasks previously done by humans, it can lead to job losses and wage stagnation for workers in those fields. Technology's impact is a double-edged sword. Section 6. Tax policies, shifting the burden. In this section, we delve into how tax policies can either alleviate or exacerbate economic inequality. The way taxes are structured and implemented has far-reaching consequences for society. Government policies, particularly tax policies, play a crucial role in shaping economic inequality. These policies determine how resources are distributed across different segments of the population, influencing the overall economic health of a nation. Tax cuts for the wealthy, for example, can exacerbate the gap between the rich and the poor. When the affluent receive significant tax breaks, it often leads to a concentration of wealth at the top, leaving less for public services and social welfare programs. When the wealthy pay a smaller percentage of their income in taxes, it can reduce government revenue for social programs that benefit lower-income households. This reduction in funding can have a ripple effect, impacting the quality and availability of essential services. These programs might include education, healthcare, and job training. Without adequate funding, these critical services can suffer, making it harder for individuals to improve their economic standing and break the cycle of poverty. On the other hand, progressive tax systems, where higher earners pay a larger percentage of their income in taxes, can help to fund these social programs and reduce income inequality. By ensuring that those with greater financial resources contribute more, progressive taxes can support a more equitable distribution of wealth. Tax policy is a powerful tool for addressing economic disparities. Thoughtfully designed tax systems can promote fairness and provide the necessary resources for social programs that uplift disadvantaged communities. By shifting the burden appropriately, we can work towards a more just and balanced society. Section 7. Minimum wage, a living wage debate. The topic of minimum wage has been a contentious issue for decades, sparking debates across political, economic, and social spectrums. The minimum wage is another policy issue with significant implications for economic inequality. It serves as a baseline for the lowest amount a worker can be legally paid, and its impact ripples through the economy. Proponents of a higher minimum wage argue that it's essential for ensuring that all workers earn a living wage. They believe that increasing the minimum wage can help reduce poverty and improve the quality of life for millions of workers. A living wage is the minimum income necessary to meet basic needs like food, clothing, and other essentials. It is more than just a survival wage. It is about providing a decent standard of living, housing, and healthcare. These are fundamental needs that every individual and family should be able to afford without undue stress. When the minimum wage fails to keep pace with the cost of living, it can trap families in poverty. This can lead to a cycle of financial instability, affecting not just the current generation but future ones as well. Opponents of raising the minimum wage argue that it could lead to job losses. They contend that higher wages could force businesses, especially small ones, to cut back on hiring or reduce employee hours to offset increased labor costs. As businesses may cut back on hiring or hours to offset increased labor costs. This could potentially lead to higher unemployment rates and reduced opportunities for low-skilled workers. The debate over the minimum wage highlights the challenges of balancing economic growth with social equity. It is a complex issue with no easy answers, requiring careful consideration of both the benefits and potential drawbacks. Section 8. Wealth inequality, the growing chasm. It's important to distinguish between income inequality and wealth inequality. Income inequality refers to the disparity in earnings among individuals and households. This can be seen in the differences in salaries, wages, and other forms of earnings. Income refers to the money earned from employment or investments, which can vary greatly depending on one's job, education, and opportunities available. Wealth, on the other hand, encompasses assets like savings, property, and investments. It includes everything from real estate and stocks to personal belongings and retirement accounts. Wealth inequality is often more extreme than income inequality. This is because wealth can accumulate over time and be passed down through generations, creating a significant gap between the rich and the poor. The wealthiest individuals and families tend to own a disproportionate share of assets, such as real estate, stocks, and businesses. These assets can generate passive income, such as dividends and rental income, which further increases their wealth over time without additional labor. This concentration of wealth can create a cycle of advantage, where the wealthy have more opportunities to invest, grow their assets, and secure their financial future. The wealthy have more opportunities to invest, grow their assets, and pass on their wealth to future generations, ensuring that their descendants also benefit from their financial success. This intergenerational transfer of wealth can perpetuate economic disparities, making it difficult for those from lower-income backgrounds to catch up. Addressing wealth inequality often requires policies that promote asset building among lower-income households. This can include measures such as affordable housing, access to education, and financial literacy programs to help individuals and families build and manage their wealth effectively. Section 9. Healthcare costs, a drain on resources. Healthcare costs are a major contributor to economic inequality, particularly in countries without universal healthcare systems. In the United States, for example, healthcare is a significant expense for many families. High healthcare costs can deplete savings, lead to medical debt, and make it difficult for families to afford other essentials like housing and education. This burden disproportionately affects low-income households who often have limited access to affordable healthcare options. Expanding access to affordable healthcare is crucial for reducing economic inequality. This could involve expanding government-funded healthcare programs, negotiating lower drug prices, or exploring alternative healthcare models. Section 10. Discrimination and inequality. Systemic barriers. Systemic discrimination based on race, gender, sexual orientation, and other factors contributes to economic inequality. These forms of discrimination can limit opportunities for education, employment, and wealth accumulation. For example, studies have shown that people of color often face discrimination in hiring, housing, and lending. This can result in lower wages, fewer job opportunities, and limited access to credit, perpetuating economic disparities. Addressing systemic discrimination requires a multifaceted approach, including policy changes, education, and efforts to promote diversity and inclusion in all aspects of society. Section 11. Conclusion. Bridging the divide. Economic inequality is a complex issue with far-reaching consequences. It's driven by a confluence of factors including education, globalization, technological advancements, and policy choices. Addressing this issue requires a comprehensive approach that tackles the root causes and creates a more equitable society. This includes investing in education, promoting skills development, ensuring a living wage, providing affordable healthcare, and dismantling systemic discrimination. Bridging the economic divide is not only a matter of fairness, but also essential for building a more prosperous and